energy has become one of the most promising sources of renewable energy in recent years, and for good reason. With a virtually limitless supply of wind available, harnessing its power has the potential to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. But wind energy is more than just a buzzword. It's a rapidly growing industry that is changing the face of the energy sector and creating new opportunities for communities around the world. A private developer has concluded measures and studies, including the environmental and social impact assessment for a 25-megawatt wind farm at Hope Beach, East Coast Demerara. The project, dubbed Hope Energy Development Inc. (HED), is owned by three partners: SPI Denmark and Colombia, Innova Energy Limited Trinidad, and Total Energy Solutions Inc. Guyana. SPI is a project developer and key investor with more than 10 years of experience in solar and wind investments in Europe. Innova Energy Limited Trinidad is SPI's partner in the Southern Caribbean, acting as a project general manager and a key investor. Total Energy Solutions Inc. Guyana works as an interface with local stakeholders while providing support for local activities. The 25.2 megawatt wind farm will produce over 80 gigawatt hours annually and will be delivered to the Guyana Power and Light Incorporated (GPL) grid in accordance with the conditions of a power purchase agreement and grid interconnection agreement.
Each one will have the capacity of about 4.2 megawatts of power. Altogether combined, the project will provide about 25 megawatts of power. For you to understand what that means, it's about 10% of what GPL is producing at the moment. So this is a substitute for that huge contribution towards GPL's reliable, affordable energy for the country.
When operational, the wind farm at Hope will provide almost 10% of GPL's total electricity generation. The project is being built on a 27-acre state-owned land at Hope Beach and private property at Chapman's Grove.
Intention is to establish 6 mega turbines on the East Coast at Hope Estate, and 4 will be there and 2 will be at Chapman Grove not far off. The 4 at Hope Estate would be over the seawall, where there's a lot of land there, some shrubs, and that's a leased land by the government. And the other 2 will be on private lands at Chapman Grove.
Additional Guyanese investors will be invited to participate to ensure that more than 50% of the project is owned by Guyanese.
We are looking at investment opportunities from local institutions and individuals, where this company can go more public and shares can be sold for future development to the small man who can buy a few $1,000s worth of shares, hundreds of thousands, $500,000, whatever it is. The advantage is that the rate of return on investment will be very attractive. We are hoping that it will come into a minimum of 10%. So if rather than putting my money or our money into the bank at the moment and get 2% or 3%, if I were to invest in shares, we want people to understand that we have to be more commercial in our outlook and take the opportunity. Of course, it is a low-risk investment, put it that way, low risk. In other words, we are almost assured because of the technology and the operational requirements which will be overseen by these highly qualified technical people. They are going to bring it in here technically with special vessels. They'll be offloading it with special system, cranes and so forth. Transported, they will do all of that, take it on the site. They will supervise the foundation. They will store it at a particular point. The cranes are going to be there. It's the huge cranes, not the small things you see on the wharf these days. These are huge cranes. Now all of those things, when it is done here, rather the cranes sitting down idle, we are hoping that those cranes and the technology can be used to be replicated for other wind farm projects.
The plant is expected to be commissioned some 18 to 24 months following the signing of the PPA. Additionally, there will be a 20 megawatt solar farm covering 100 acres of land to act as a backup source of energy.
The electricity that is to be generated will also be reliable because the project has what you call a standby supply of 20 megawatts of solar energy. That's from about 100 acres of land which has been identified to backup. So the backup there is also very useful. The other thing about it is that it will help our country to satisfy the Paris Convention. That is to say that pollution, there's no pollution from a wind farm. From other sources like wherever they are, there is pollution. So it is a first project in Guyana that will have this kind of input. Besides savings, it will have a tourism effect because of its huge structure, where people begin to see that, yes, Guyana is really on the move for high-tech development. And with reliable power that is in the country, it will precipitate a great deal of investment opportunities for all kinds of businesses, because electricity is the foundation of the development of any country.
To ensure all protocols were met, a noise analysis was conducted in the area to ensure the noise produced from the windmills will not affect the Hope Secondary School.
The noises have been measured scientifically from the turbines coming to the first place where the noise will affect. That's the school, the Hope Secondary School. There's a distance there. And the noise coming to that school is lower than the normal required noise. No purpose that's under the school. Adjacent to the school are houses. That noise is not going to affect those people too, because the distance that it is from the turbines to the school and community is already guaranteed.
Each of the mega turbines will have a hub height of 105 meters. That's 3 times the height of the lighthouse. This creates tourism opportunities for both locals and foreigners to have a first-hand experience with the massive technology. The development of wind farms on Guyana's shores will mitigate greenhouse gas emissions, reduce the energy generation cost, create green jobs, generate local jobs in construction, operation and maintenance of a renewable energy facility, and in some cases, can fortify the sea defense infrastructure.
We are hoping that this project will now evolve into another project. This is called a pilot, very small, and then we want to go on to several such projects. Fortunately, the project was able to derive very good data of the power of wind up there. As you go to Hope State, you can see it. We have their tower, which has been there for several years. We have been able to determine through technology what is the capacity of the wind up there to turn turbines. And amazingly, it is extremely very good. That data, we're in possession of that data. And that is telling us why we have come to the conclusion that we can then install not small turbines of say 1.5 megawatt or 2 megawatts, but we have gone to the maximum that what is being produced by the manufacturers, which is called Vestas from Denmark. They are the world's largest producers of wind turbines. So we are really very happy that we are able to get them to come on board. We have to conceive at this stage that this pilot should metamorphose into bigger things for Guyana, more renewable energy, because we want to ensure, and we have a data, our wind data is showing that we can establish in Guyana in a few years almost 90% of the demand for electricity, present and future, from wind farm. It is a gift from above. We have the air. Let us use it. Don't breathe it only. Come on, let's get electricity out of it. Cheap electricity, good electricity. We have sun. We don't have beaches and so to get brown. Let the sun give us energy, solar energy. That's again a natural gift. In the meantime, obviously, we should pursue other sources as interim and future development.
Based on advances of offshore wind technology and the lowering of cost, its potential would also be explored. It is estimated that the 105 megawatt wind capacity would be in operation by 2030, which supports the LCDS 2030 vision.